All rise.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Commissioner Hughes. This is the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar for Tuesday, April 8th. The court's orders for the taking of DNA samples and fingerprints issued on the first calendar of April will apply to the hearings on this calendar. As we get started in here this afternoon, I will call each of you into the courtroom one at a time. I'll ask one of you to stand behind this gray podium here in the courtroom in front of me. I'll ask the next two people that I intend to call into the courtroom to line up in the two chairs right inside this door. So that's how we'll cycle through this calendar. Once you work your way into the courtroom, the first thing I will do is ask you to state your full name and date of birth. After that, I'll explain to you why you're here this afternoon, and I will tell you whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer to defend you. Those lawyers are sometimes called public defenders. Whether or not you qualify for a public defender, you have the right to hire a private lawyer to defend you in any criminal proceedings if you wish to. After we talk about whether you are entitled to a public defender, I will give you the next court hearing dates and times you'll be required to attend after this court hearing. And the last thing that we'll do while you're in the courtroom is talk about whether you are legally eligible to be released from custody. If you are, we will go over on what terms and conditions you could be released. In addition to that right to have the assistance of counsel in a criminal case, you all also have the right to remain silent. These are recorded criminal proceedings. That means anything that you choose to say in the courtroom this afternoon will be preserved on the recording. It can also be used against you at any point in these proceedings. Unless you have made arrangements with a private lawyer, there will not be a lawyer in the courtroom this afternoon for purposes of your defense. Because you won't have a lawyer in here this afternoon and because anything you say could be used against you, I will strongly caution all of you not to make any statements regarding the facts about why you're here. I encourage you all to save any statements, questions, comments you have about the facts of your case for a hearing where you have a lawyer present to discuss that with before you make any statements that you can't take back. Last thing I'll tell you all before we get started is that all of the information I give you while you're in the courtroom will be contained in a written document called a release order. You will get a copy of that document when you're done in the courtroom and you step back into the room that you're in right now. So please don't feel like you need to memorize dates, times, conditions as we're talking about them in the courtroom. But please keep that paperwork that you get handed when you step back in there with you wherever you go from here. Because like I said, in that paperwork will be all the information that you got while you were in the courtroom. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Can I please ask Raphael Richmond to work your way all the way into the courtroom behind the gray podium? Jacqueline Lopez, if I could ask you to have a seat in the chair right here closest to the door. Michael Schultz, if you would please take a seat in the second chair. Can I please have your name and date of birth?
Raphael Richmond, 06-2298.
Thank you very much, Mr. Richmond. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of possession or use of a weapon in a drug offense, 1 count of aggravated assault by impeding breathing, 1 count of dangerous drug possession. Those 3 allegations are all Class 4 felonies. Also, 1 count of disorderly conduct involving weapons, 1 count of unlawful imprisonment. Those 2 are Class 6 felonies. Last is 1 count of disorderly conduct and 1 count of assault. Those last 2 are Class 1 misdemeanors. I have found probable cause to support all of these allegations with the exception of the drug-related offenses. I did not find probable cause to support dangerous drug possession or possession or use of a weapon in a drug offense. My finding of no probable cause on those allegations does not mean that they're legally dismissed. It is possible that the county attorney's office will file charges on those allegations, but for purposes of this hearing this afternoon, I am not considering those allegations in determining your release conditions. You are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, and I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference April 14th and then a preliminary hearing April 17th. Both of those hearings will be at 8:30 in the morning. They'll take place in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations that I have found probable cause to support, I have imposed a $75,000 secured appearance bond. Secured appearance means that you can use a bonding company to post that bond if you choose to. If you do post that bond prior to your physical release from custody, you will be affixed with an ankle monitor for electronic monitoring. If you post that bond and you are released on the ankle monitor, you cannot have contact with the alleged victim of the underlying allegations. You cannot possess any weapons. You cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription or any alcohol. And whether or not you are released from custody, you are strictly ordered to comply with the terms of any orders of protection, if any have been or are later served upon you. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Officer, if you'll hold that for one quick second, I need to make one correction to your paperwork, and then we will print it and bring it out to you.
I do have one question.
Okay.
So with the bond, is that the full amount, or is that a percentage that needs to be paid?
So the short answer is yes. So the full bond amount has to be received by the court, but you have the opportunity to use a bonding company. It is typically bonding companies that will require a percentage of the full amount paid up front by you. That's a requirement that would be made between you and the bonding companies, though. I will tell you, Mr. Richmond, my general understanding is that most bonding companies require a minimum of 10% down. So 10% on $75,000 would be $7,500. I think that they also impose additional restrictions on the back end of that too, though. So if you are interested in using a bonding company to pay less than the full amount up front, when you get back into the jail facility, there's a list of bonding companies and their phone numbers posted in various places. You can find one of those lists. You can call all the companies on that list if you want to see what their specific requirements might be.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, that was it.
Okay, thank you very much. If you'll just step back to your left, we'll bring your paperwork out to you here in just 1 second. Sorry. Okay, Jacqueline Lopez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. John Teal, if I could ask you to work your way to the second chair. Mr. Schultz, if you'll shift over to the first, please. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Jacqueline Lopez, December 1st, 2005.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lopez. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a sentencing hearing in an existing aggravated assault case. You have a lawyer already assigned to you in that case. That lawyer will continue to defend you. Your next court hearing will be a status conference April 14th. It will take place at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. And on that warrant, you have a $2,500 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you are also ordered to comply with the release conditions already in place in this case. Those include that you not return to the scene of the underlying alleged assault, and that you not have any contact with alleged victims or witnesses of that offense. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Lopez.
One question. Am I getting released today?
You have a bond, so you have to post that bond in order to be eligible for release.
Oh, my God. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Michael Schultz to the podium in the courtroom, please. Hugo Garcia, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Michael Schultz.
Schultz.
Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Michael Schultz, 1776.
Thank you very much, Mr. Schultz. You are here on a probation violation warrant. A petition to revoke your probation was filed. It alleges that you have violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I have appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment hearing, April 15th. It will be at 8:30 in the probation court downtown, and you have a $750 secured appearance bond on that warrant. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription, and if you are released, you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of being released. Do you understand those conditions, Mr. Schultz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step back to your left and get your paperwork. John Teal, you will be up next in the courtroom, please. Jeffrey Poole, if I could ask you to work your way to the second chair next to Mr. Garcia.
Teal.
Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir? Can I have your name and date of birth? Are you hard of hearing? Okay. Thank you, officer. Can you hear me now, Mr. Teal? Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can I please have your name and date of birth?
John Lee Teal, December 9th, 1950.
Thank you very much, Mr. Teal. You are here this afternoon on two different matters. The first matter is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are one count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and one count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause to support those allegations, and I have appointed a lawyer to defend you. Your next court hearings on those new allegations will be a status conference April 14th and then a preliminary hearing April 17th. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On those new allegations, I've imposed a $50 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is a probation violation warrant. In that case, a petition to revoke your probation was filed. It alleges that you have violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I've also appointed a lawyer to represent you in that probation case. Your next court hearing in the probation matter will be a revocation arraignment April 15th. It'll also be at 8:30 downtown. On that warrant, you have a $750 secured appearance bond. So your total bond for these two cases combined will be $800. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
The money is in my bank. How do I?
You can talk to jail staff about the different ways to get bonds posted. They can give you further instruction on how to get that posted.
We've been through this one before. I'll be in jail until for the next 2 weeks?
Well, if you don't post that bond, you'll stay in custody at least until the 15th, which is 1 week away.
I mean, I had the money. Phoenix Rescue Mission has my debit card, if it's necessary. I don't know how to get in touch with them because I requested to get the telephone numbers out of my phone numerous times and they ignored me.
Are you saying that if you were able to get a hold of the Phoenix Rescue Mission, you would be able to post that bond?
Oh, certainly.
Well, here's what I can do. I can look up the phone number to the Phoenix Rescue Mission and see if I can get that added to your release order.
That's Annette Moreno. She's the...
I don't know if I can get you a specific name.
Well, she's the outreach coordinator. She is the one that has my debit card. I was arranged to meet with her on the 11th. I was to be getting put into Washington Street's shelter.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to include the phone number to the Phoenix Rescue Mission in the bottom of your release order. You'll have that phone number. You can use the phones in the jail, assuming they will allow you access to them to make that call. You can ask for whoever you need to ask for, but at least you'll have that phone number.
Thank you. You won't release me, but thank you.
Okay, you are welcome. All right, we'll get that reprinted and we will bring it out to you. If you'll take a step back to your left, you can leave the headphones right on the podium. Okay, can I please have Hugo Garcia into the courtroom? Larry Faust, if you would please work your way to the chair. Oh, looks like you're already there, Mr. Faust. Okay. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Hugo Garcia, 51091.
Thank you very much, Mr. Garcia. You're here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is a probation violation warrant. In that case, the petition to revoke your probation was filed. It alleges that you have violated terms 3, 5, and 15 of your probation. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you in that probation matter. Your next court hearing in that case will be a revocation arraignment hearing. It will take place April 15th at 8:30. It'll be in the Superior Court downtown. On the probation violation warrant, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is a failure to comply with court terms warrant issued by the White Tank Justice Court. It looks like the underlying allegation in that case is a misdemeanor assault allegation. You are entitled to a lawyer for purposes of release conditions on that misdemeanor warrant, and I've appointed one for you in that case as well. Your next hearing on that misdemeanor warrant will be an arraignment hearing April 11th. That one will be at 8:30, but in the White Tank Justice Court. On that misdemeanor warrant, you have a $100 secured appearance bond. So your total bond for these two cases combined will be $600. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. And if you are released, you must contact your probation officer within 24 hours of being released. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Poole to the podium in the courtroom, please. Leonard Sutton, if you would please work your way to that second chair next to Mr. Faust. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Jeffrey Poole. Can I say something real fast?
I just need your date of birth.
Oh, okay, 5579.
Let me get through what I have to get through, and then you will have an opportunity at the end. Okay, thank you, Mr. Poole. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing felony drug case. Based on my review of this matter, I can tell you two things. One, you already have a lawyer representing you. That lawyer will continue to represent you. That lawyer did file a motion to quash this warrant. The court denied that motion and set a status conference. So because the motion to quash the warrant was denied, it is a valid warrant, and I will affirm the warrant. Your hearing on that was set by the underlying trial court was set for April 16th. The court hearing that I'm giving you out of this court is sooner, so I'm going to affirm our court date. So your new court date back before Commissioner Adib will be April 14th at 8:30, not April 16th. It is probable that on the 14th, she will tell you you don't have to come back on the 16th. Our court has already notified her that you're going to be there 2 days earlier. So I think you will only have to go see her on the 14th. She will likely tell you on the 14th that what would have happened on the 16th will now happen on the 14th. The reason I'm doing that is to get you back to her sooner rather than later. So your next court date will be the 14th at 8:30, and I am affirming the $500 bond on that warrant. Okay.
Go
ahead.
I spoke to my lawyer. She told me the warrant was quashed, and that was it. Like, I didn't know anything about all of that.
So I don't know what to say about that. I can't change those circumstances. All I can tell you is that based on a review of the court record, it looks like on March 28th, Commissioner Adib denied the motion quashing the bench warrant, set that hearing. So to the extent that wasn't communicated to you, there's nothing I can do about that. I can't undo any of that. So you will have to post that $500 bond in order to be eligible for release. If you don't post it, you'll stay in custody and be transported to that hearing on the 14th. If you do post it, please make sure that you're in court on the 14th at 8:30. Otherwise, a new warrant will be issued, and this will all happen
Well,
again.
how do I post the bill? Because I have someone here right now that can do it.
So there's generally 3 ways to get a bond posted. Somebody could go down to 4th Avenue to the Bonds and Fines office and post it for you. You can use money on your jail books. If you have any, you could use that to self-bond out.
They put my phone and my wallet in the car and towed it.
I hear you. I can't change that.
I know.
And I can't magically give you access to your wallet if that's where your cards are.
Right now.
Third option is you could try to use a bonding company. So 4th Avenue Bonds and Fines, you can use money on your jail books. You could try to get money on your jail books, but I'm not sure that process would get you a bond posted very soon. I don't know. You could talk to jail staff, but those are the 3 options. Bonding company, someone does it for you, or you self-bond out with money on your books.
Can I make a phone call right now?
That's up to MCSO. So you ask them when you get back in the jail facility. I'm not prohibiting you from using the phone. So ask them and either they'll say yes or tell you why you can't and when you can.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Poole. You can step back and get your paperwork.
They tell me that I better.
Larry Faust to the podium in the courtroom, please. Joseph Roybal, if you would please work your way to the second chair next to Mr. Sutton. Hello. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Larry Call Faust, December 4th, 1981.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faust. You are here on 3 different matters. The first matter that you're here on is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, which is a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations, and I've appointed a lawyer to defend you against them. Your next court hearing on those new allegations will be a status conference April 14th, and then you'll have a preliminary hearing April 17th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. The other 2 matters you're here on are both allegations that those new allegations violated Term 1 of your probation. In both of the probation cases, I've appointed a lawyer to defend you as well. Your next court hearing in each of the probation matters will be a revocation arraignment April 15th at 8:30 downtown. On each of these 3 matters, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. That means your total bond will be $1,500, all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot return to the scene where you were arrested. You cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. And if you are released from custody, you must contact your probation officer within 3 days of being released. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Faust. You can work your way back to your left and get your paperwork. Leonard Sutton, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Ranferi Alba Romero, excuse me, if I could ask you to work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Leonard Sutton, 12/18/85.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton. You are here on an allegation that new misdemeanor offenses pending in the Phoenix Municipal Court constituted Term 1 violations of your probation. I have appointed a lawyer to represent you in those probation proceedings.
Thank you.
Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment. It will take place April 15th at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown, and you have a $500 secured appearance bond on the probation violation allegation. If you post that bond and you're released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription. And if you are released, you must contact your probation officer within 3 days of being released.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sutton. You can step back and get your
Thank you
paperwork.
so much.
Joseph Roybal to the podium in the courtroom, please. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Joseph, Alvaroba.
And what's your date of birth?
5/5/1983.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roybal. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation is 1 count of dangerous drug possession. It is a Class 4 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed a lawyer to defend you.
Okay.
Your next court hearings will be a status conference April 23rd, and then you will have a preliminary hearing April 25th. They will both take place at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown.
Okay. Okay.
I am releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services. That means you will be released from custody without having to post a bond.
Okay.
But once you are out of custody, it will be your responsibility to get yourself to both of those court hearings.
Okay.
You will also be required to make contact with pretrial services once you're out of custody. Their contact information will be in a packet that you get with your release paperwork, so please keep that so you have their phone number to call them once you're out.
Okay.
Last, once you're out of custody, you cannot return to the scene where you were arrested, and you can't possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription.
Okay.
Do you understand all of those conditions, Mr. Roybal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Would that mean I'm being an ankle monitor or something?
No.
No? It was pretrial services.
It is an arm of adult probation that helps pre-sentence.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's
okay.
similar to probation, but it's predisposition.
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork. Ranferi Alba Romero, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Ranfrey Alba Romero, 11/18/97.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alba Romero. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation is one count of failing to show a driver's license or ID to law enforcement. It is a Class 2 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause to support that allegation. Because that is a misdemeanor allegation, the nature of that charge does not entitle you to a court-appointed lawyer. You still have the rights, like I alluded to earlier, to hire a lawyer to defend you if you wish to be represented against this allegation. It's just that the court cannot appoint a lawyer for you. Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing April 23rd. It will be at 11 o'clock in the morning in the Maryvale Justice Court. I am releasing you on your own recognizance. That means you will be released from custody. Once you are out of custody, it will be your responsibility to get yourself to the Maryvale Justice Court April 23rd at 11 o'clock. In your release paperwork, you'll have that date, time, and the address and phone number to that court should you need directions or to contact them for any other reason. Once you're out of custody, you are ordered not to operate a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license, and you can't possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Alba Romero. You can work your way back in there to the left.
Okay.
All right, number 5 on the calendar, Jermaine Grady, date of birth 6/13/86, is not in the courtroom because he was unable to function in general population due to bizarre behavior. He is here on 2 probation violation warrants. In both cases, petitions to revoke his probation allege that he has violated terms 3, 5, and 15. I have appointed a lawyer to defend him. His next court hearing in both cases will be a revocation arraignment April 15th at 8:30. And on these 2 warrants, he has a total secured appearance bond of $750. If anything changes with these proposed conditions after I visit Mr. Grady's cell side, the court's final orders regarding his release will be reflected in his written release order. That concludes the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar. This court will stand in recess until 5 p.m.